I'm basically trimming out some people, or actually trimming out the background surrounding a lot of people, so the customer can use the people trimmed out from the background on a greeting card. And I'm doing this for Upwork, online freelance site. This is only my second job that I've done on there, so I'm hoping to gain some clientele on there. So I'm using Photoshop and the lasso tool to basically remove all of the background that's in this original photograph, and I'll show you that here in a sec. So here's the one I've been working on. It's getting there. The red is the background layer, so I can distinguish between what I'm trimming out and what needs to stay basically. And here's the original photograph where they're in a like a banquet room of some sort. Wish I knew where this was. You think about stuff like that when you're working on something like this that can get tedious. There are a lot of heads and sides and legs and feet to work around. Original photo, working photo, and Photoshop. So I'll do a little bit more here for you. Let me just get everything aligned again. This is Michael Morgan from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Usually zoom in for accuracy and less strain on the hands and fingers, because I do use a mouse. I want to get a graphic pen and pad, but those can be quite expensive. Not all of them though, but I'm just lazy. I'm used to using the mouse, but it's probably better for the hands and fingers to use a pen doing this type of work, but it still gets the job done. As long as you take little few second breaks in between a few lasso takes here, which is what I'm doing right now. This is the Polygonal Lasso. I've also been using the magnetic lasso tool, which is this guy right here, and it clings to contrasting colors and it helps you more easily guide through a trim or a lasso routine. This guy's got an interesting hat. Let's see if that's really that tall. Yep, sure is. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go back to my Polygonal Lasso tool. If you're real good, you can use the regular lasso tool, which I'm going to do here. Hopefully accurate enough. Not sure where this guy's head ends and starts, so I'll just go there. I tend to lean towards the Polygonal Lasso tool, but this one, if you know what you're doing, and everyone's different, this actually ain't that tricky. But just gotta be accurate. You don't want to do too much at a time, because if you mess up and you accidentally go in like this, then you gotta pretty much start over. However, let me fix that though. Let's say I did this by mistake. There's a quick fix for this. The stamp tool, which is this guy right here. The clone stamp tool. And I have it to just size 2 right now. So what you do is if you're using a Mac keyboard, Option, select Option, and then click an area, unclick, and then go to the area you want to fix and just move it around. It stamps that right in there. Kind of a copy and paste deal. But that's basically how you trim out backgrounds. And like I said, it can be a tedious job, especially one like this. But if it's just 1 or 2 people, it's not that bad, but you do have to be accurate and have a steady hand for the most part. Everyone's different. And when you get these lines like this, which are usually from a flash of a camera, you get these outer highlights. Those can be, a little tricky. But you can also use the eraser Just hit E on your Mac keyboard, and here's the eraser tool. I have it at size 4 right now, and I have it as a brush just to kind of finesse it a little bit. If you use it as pencil, it's a little more rough, as you can see, and then block is just a square. I definitely prefer the brush option for the eraser tool. And you can do different opacities if you want to fade it. Stuff like that, which I'll eventually get to, that kind of thing here. I kind of go around at least once or twice, if not more, as I do this. You know, just pace yourself. You don't have to do it all in one shot around the whole body of people in this case. You just do one thing, you know, layer it by layer, not Photoshop layer, so to speak, but just layers of rounds going through. What is this? Let's see. That's why I have the reference pick up here. That is a it can't be a shadow. What is that? That's weird. I guess it is a shadow of some. I want to get rid of it. Sometimes you have to make, you know, certain decisions, split decisions, or whatever you want to call it. You know, as long as everything looks good, you want to have a good, keen eye for things. That looks fine. I think that was a shadow. It just turned out tan or something. Sometimes stuff turns out weird. But anyway, showing you a little bit of one of my jobs here from Upwork, and this is using Photoshop. I'm Michael Morgan, and thanks for watching. Just one final thing here. I kind of messed up on the hat here. I forgot to include the brim of the hat for this poor guy, so apologize. So I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. As you can see in the original photo, it's a very dark background behind a fairly dark hat. So that's where I missed it. I was like, what kind of hat is this? But now we know, now that I go back and revisit and double check and review. That's why we double check our work. And the goal is not to have to, you know, get it done all at the same time. You want to take your time. You don't necessarily want to be hasty unless there's like a real strict deadline, then you have to. And then if the customer's satisfied, then hey, good. If not, they'll let you know what to fix. So this is a thing I fixed here. So basically what I did, I'll show you. To fix that originally, whoa, it's too close. Originally, well, by the way, when you get real close, you can see a lot of pixelation if you need to really get detailed. So here we go. So before, this is not going to be permanent, but it was pretty much like this. Alright, so here's that's what not to do. Feels like you should have a tassel on there or something, but so here's what to do if you realize what not to do. So anyway, I'm going to take this little part and basically just include some of the original hat just as a guide. And what you're going to do is you're going to select it with the lasso tool. This time you're going to just hit copy. You can go to edit, copy, or Command C if it's a Mac keyboard. It's that. So I'm going to go Command C, copy. I'm going to go to the working file and paste it. Excuse me. And then just basically line it up. Use the eye judgment here to get it in the right spot. Probably, yeah, right about here. Then I'm going to erase what I don't want and keep what I do want. That's pretty much it. Maybe a little shorter. Kind of looks like Abraham Lincoln hat there. If you go back to the original pic, deselect by hitting Command D. And it's pretty much, this is the shape. I'm kind of accentuating the shape of the brim here. So if you match that up from the original photo, use my stamp tool, make it a little bit more broad. Pretty much that's the deal. But I'm going to go back to my original revision that I made. That was one little error that I'm glad that I caught, and I'm including it at the end of the original video here. So sorry about that, folks, but that's a good, you know, thing to witness that happens on occasion. We're all not perfect as humans, after all, unlike these software programs that don't know whether we messed up or not. It's up to us to figure that out. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Again, this is Michael Morgan with the Photoshop demo.